All right, welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where sport news from the four corners of the world are delivered at its best. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Today, we'll be talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, November 13 is here, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria will definitely take on the Gabonese side, led by Aubameyang, one of the finest striker in Africa. And of course, joining me virtually today is Dami Wealth, making a return back to Sport Talk. Dami, welcome to Sport Talk.
Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. I'm glad to be here this wonderful day in the city of Lagos. And yeah, I can't wait to keep on rolling. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, come on, let's go. I can see that you are very, very excited because Super Eagles of Nigeria will definitely go out there today, of course, to get the job done. It is going to be all or nothing when Nigeria and Gabon face off in one of the semi-finals of the 2026 World Cup African playoffs at the Complexe Sportif Prince Heritier Moulay Hassan in Rabat, Morocco on Thursday, today, November 13. Dami Wealth, before today, we've seen a lot of controversies online. First, it all started with CAF when they appointed South African referees, of course, to be in charge of this Super Eagles versus Gabon. And of course, the second one was all about Iwobi and the hotel palaver. And of course, the third one was when the Super Eagles refused to train because of unpaid allowances. And of course, the NFF president, talking about Ibrahim Gusau, has come out to deny that they are not owing them 30 matches money. But this morning, Captain Fantastic, talking about Ekong, has come out to say all case settled. Do you think all these things will not affect the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Gabon? Because it's a must-win game for them. Do or die affair against Gabon. What are your thoughts, Dami Wealth?
Well, if I can understand what you're saying properly, because the audio is not that so bright, but to cut to the chase, you see, these controversies have come at a very, very wrong time.
Okay.
You know, this morning, someone was asking me that, how do I rate the captaincy of William Troost-Ekong in the Super Eagles of Nigeria? And I was like, well, it's about 50%, you know, if I'm going to rate him, because, yeah, of course, he's the captain, he's not the coach of the national team. And I support, you know, I support a movement. Like, I support when people speak out and say the wrongs, you know, about an organization or things. But I feel that this time around, of course, their protest is right.
Okay.
What they are talking about is, I mean, it's your right. When someone works for you, you have to pay them. I've been in this shoe before, and I know how well it pains. Even if you have the money, that doesn't mean you're still not going to, you know, you're still not going to feel sad when you don't get paid your proper dues. You understand? Now, but talking about this one, I feel that the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they don't have a choice but to perform. They don't have a choice but to win this particular game against Gabon and go ahead and probably win the final against either of Cameroon or Congo, because all these controversies at the end of the day would have meant nothing if we don't, go ahead and do the needful, this evening against Gabon. And then to talk about, you mentioned the hotels and
yes,
everything.
of course.
You see, yeah, this you know why I said well, I'm gonna heap some blame on because I was watching an interview yesterday by I think Channel Sport, and the person was like, William Troost-Ekong is a social media captain. You understand?
God.
Because everything is on social media, it comes on social media. Of course, it's trying to carry people along, but I felt some of these things could have been managed better. Alex Wobi posting the hotel. I mean, it's good for the eyes. It's good for the media. Also the NFF is doing. I mean, what they are doing is not good. It's very bad. But number one, I felt that could have been sent to an official in the NFF and tell them, look at the hotel you've given to us.
Yes, of course. I agree with you on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's number one, because you don't need all these things going to that game. It gives you a negative energy. And number two, talking about the protest, you could have done that after these African qualifiers, because we're still going to play an intercontinental qualifier,
yes,
right?
of course.
But you could have done that after this African qualifier. Then people will support you. Nobody, I mean, 99% of people are going to support you. But doing this right now, it's giving me a vibe of like, are these guys scared that they might not win this game against Gabon? Maybe they are scared, because if they lose this game, I tell you, these guys are going to be disbanded, and whatever money that they are asking for is gone. So maybe that's why they are protesting.
And of course, I also listened to our former coach talking about Sunday Olise, and he said so many things about NFF and of course the Super Eagles. And he said something about Iwobi's saga. He said Adebiri is the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. If we just tell what is his name, Alex Iwobi, to pack his load and leave the camp, that the NFF need a code of conduct. Did you agree with him? Because that kind of a thing can distract the whole team, and of course, when you know truly well that you have a very crucial game to play, not this time around. Do you agree with Sunday Olise?
Sorry, can you come again, please?
I said,
what?
I listened to Sunday Olise, and he said if you were to be the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you would have allowed, afterwards, it will be posted on social media, you would just tell him to pack his bag and leave the camp.
No. Come on. Sunday Olise doesn't even have the right to be saying all that.
Of course, he did the same thing to Mikel Obi. Because he said Mikel Obi is not bigger than the team, and he put him on the bench, and it worked for him.
Yeah.
Eric Ten Hag put Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. It didn't work for him. That is why we blame him today. But I didn't mean it worked. We won't blame him. So he's the head coach. I think he has every right to do what will definitely work for him. That's my own opinion.
No. You're saying he should bench Alex Iwobi because of what he posted?
He said he would tell him to leave the camp, not even bench.
No. That's very. Come on. What kind of environment are you trying to build? Okay, if he told Alex Iwobi, if he had told Alex Iwobi to leave the camp because of what he posted, then what would that say to the other players? Don't forget that these players are actually close. Alex Iwobi, Samuel Chukwueze, and what's his name? Calvin Bassey. They played together for Fulham, right there in England. Don't forget that there's Tolu Arukudare also who plays in England. Yes. And apart from that, you've seen the closeness between Samuel Chukwueze, Alex Iwobi, and Victor Osimhen. So if you tell Alex Iwobi, who is also a key part of our team, you tell him to leave the camp, then you won't get 100% from the likes of.
That is why we need a score depth. Because according to him, he said he will never invite. I mean, in every department, you have two good, solid players. So if Iwobi can go, let him go. Then put another. That is the problem.
Who do we have that can replace Alex Iwobi in that squad?
That's the challenge. Even Alex Iwobi, we all know we are managing him. Not that he's on top of his game, But it's okay.
See, if perhaps we have a player like Heritier playing for Nigeria, or we have a Bukayo Saka playing for Nigeria, or we have someone like Michael Olise playing for Nigeria, I can say, you can allow Alex Iwobi leave. But you don't even have that. And beyond all this, why are you going to punish Alex Iwobi because of what he posted? What he posted, is it wrong or right? Were they given an hotel that wasn't good? If yes, then you cannot tell him to leave. You understand? Because how can you, even me will be say I never even reached the level of them, Alex Iwobi. You cannot put me in that kind of hotel that has a very shady roof. That roof can fall at any minute. And you want me to stay there? Do you want to kill me? So Alex Iwobi, for me, I like I said, the timing might be wrong. Maybe he could have sent it to his captain, and his captain probably relate to one of the NFF officials or the Super Eagles, officials or something. Maybe they could have done better. But that doesn't mean you throw away the baby and the bath water. No. You don't do that. You don't do that.
All right.
And like I said, Sunday Olise used to be a tyrant when he was a player as well. He doesn't take no for an answer. he does things the way he wants. I mean, he disagreed with so many NFF officials when he was a player. So how can he say something like that? That's hypocrisy.
Reason why, of course, he left in 2002. Reason why most of them joined him in that force. And up till now, they still believe that Austin J.J. Okocha betrayed Sunday Olise. But it is what it is. Olise used to be one of my greatest players back then, you know, growing up. But it is what it is.
Sunday Olise.
Of course. All right, let's go into today's game. We're still talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria versus Gabon. Now, we have Aubameyang. We can say he has passed his own prime. And of course, we have the hottest striker in Africa, no doubt about it, Victor James Osimhen. They are going head to head. You know, this is a must-win game for the two of them. Do you have people that can keep an eye on Aubameyang, despite the fact that we know that he has passed his prime?
So, sorry, can you come again? I didn't get your question.
So I was saying that it's going to be all about Aubameyang versus Osimhen. And of course, Aubameyang has passed his own prime, no doubt about it. He's over 30s. You know, he's in his 30s, I beg your pardon. And of course, I'm saying that do we have the defenders that can keep eye on Aubameyang?
Of Aubameyang?
Yes, of course.
You see, football has gone beyond defender versus striker. I don't think football is like that any longer. Football is all about your setup. You understand? Football is all about your setup. And you see, for example, now it seems like Manchester United, when people say, "Oh, Maguire is bad," or they single out one particular player, Luke Shaw is bad, this is bad, that is bad, and for example, you see Maguire playing for England and he does better. It's not as if Maguire off his skin when he's going for the English national team, you understand? Or Luke Shaw, you know, off his skin at Man U and he goes to England and performs well. No. It is the team setup.
Okay.
The team setup has to find a way to hold these players. For example, look at the last Nations Cup final that Nigeria played against
Cote d'Ivoire.
Against
Ivory Coast, yeah.
Ivory Coast, yeah. You see the way we were beaten. What made us lose that game? It wasn't because Cote d'Ivoire were better than us in terms of player for player, or because, you know, they kept more possession. No. They defeated Nigeria because they utilized the wings. There was a frailty on that wing. And they utilized the aerial balls as well. If you noticed, especially in the second half of that game, when they equalized, they were not doing any other thing. It was all ball to Simon Adingra.
Yes,
and
of
Simon
course.
Adingra, one-on-one with Olaino. Olaino is always overlapping. And you know Simon Adingra is very fast. So whenever he overlaps, Simon Adingra just runs. He doesn't dribble. He just crosses. One of those crosses led to the winner of the goal.
Yes, of course.
Of that game, if you remember very well.
Yeah.
So it's all about the setup. If we had set up in a way to block that loophole that day, that wouldn't have happened. And that is the same thing here. Aubameyang is a very brilliant player. If you look at him nowadays, he doesn't score much goals.
Yes, of course.
He drops deep, he creates, and, you know, he chips in the goals once in a while. You just need to find a proper setup to hold him. Are you going to play with Freddy Didi and Rafael Onyedika? Are you going to, you know, perhaps, you know, play a defensive setup? Is it going to be a counter attack? You know, the setup matters a lot. So it's not about Aubameyang versus Semi Ajayi or Campbell Bassey.
All right. Before I allow you to go, Dami Welts, can you give us your possible lineup, starting from the goalkeeper, who is going to be in between the sticks for the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
The starting lineup. I think
Maduka or Iwabali.
What do you say?
I said Maduka or Iwabali.
I would have, for me, seriously, I would have preferred Maduka Okoye.
Okay.
You know, but for continuity's sake, you know, I would say let's start with Nwabali.
Okay.
You know, Nwabali has this tendency to always make mistake. You know, he makes, and I think sometimes he overdoes things. Like he wants to show that he's the man. There is everything. Okay, look at the final that I mentioned just now. You know, he was, I mean, at least one of those goals especially the one that was scored by what's his name, the striker for Ivory Coast. The second goal was Nwabali's fault because he failed to actually, come out to claim his ball. No, I think the first goal was his fault. The second one was the second's fault. So if if Nwabali can just stop making mistakes, focus on his game, and do the right thing, I think he should be starting. He's a brilliant goalkeeper.
Okay.
But he should stop making mistakes and doing things that he shouldn't be doing.
All right, the four defenders.
The four defenders. I think Semi Ajayi is not gonna be fit. I mean, I think he's suspended for this game.
Yes.
So I'll go with Benjamin Fredericks. I will go with Trust Ekong. Hopefully he can bring his A game into this. He's the captain. He shouldn't lose his head. There's Osai Samuel. Zedu actually.
How about Calvin Bassey? You just omitted Calvin Bassey.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said you omitted Calvin Bassey. Talking about Bassey.
Calvin Bassey, yeah. That was the name. All right. Calvin Bassey, definitely.
Okay, all right. Let's go straight to the midfield.
Of course, it's going to be there. Then, moving forward, I would like two defensive midfielders.
Okay.
Iwobi should be playing, just behind the striker. Play Iwobi behind the striker. Play, I like a 4-3-3 formation.
Okay.
In the sense that you play with Dindidi, Nathan Onyedika, or Frank Onyeka. I think Frank Onyeka should play because he might not be playing regularly for Brentford, but he's a very, very good player in that midfield. He's very aggressive and he's a no-nonsense midfielder.
Right.
So I'll play Frank Onyeka and I'll play Alex Iwobi just at the front.
Okay.
And for the three men up front, I'll play Victor Osimhen, I'll play Samuel Chukwueze on the right, and I'll play Ademola Lookman on the left.
All right. So how about Moses Simon? He should start from the bench.
Moses Daddy Simon can come from the bench.
Oh, okay.
I think he can come from the bench because sometimes I don't know. He hasn't really impressed me of late.
Okay.
Okay,
Adamiwat, thank you for that one.
Of the time. And we don't need that. Ademola Lookman should start on the left. Let Chukwueze start on the right.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I agree with you on that. I would definitely go with your own starting 11 in Nwabali in between the stick. Bright Osai Samuel from the right back. And of course, we should pair Frederick and Calvin Bassey, then Zaidu Sanusi. Going up front, Onyeka, Ndidi, and of course Alex Iwobi. Who else do you want to play? There is no Ebenezer. And of course up front, Ibeku boy for me anytime from the right flank, talking about Samuel Chukwueze, Victor James Osimhen, no one come close, and of course Ademola Lookman. I just hope that Ademola Lookman is balanced right now. Okay, go ahead.
And one thing, I don't agree with the fact that Polonuachu is not getting called up. And we are calling Tolu Arokodare. How is Tolu Arokodare getting called up ahead of Polonuachu, who is the highest goal scorer in Turkey? How?
Well, that means what? Because there was a time that Polonuachu was given a chance alongside Victor Boniface. They couldn't do anything. They didn't deliver. And even that time, he was scoring goals. He was scoring goals.
That doesn't mean that you stop giving him the chance. One day he's going to prove himself. Even the Tolu Arokodare, how many goals has he scored? It's not just one goal. And Tolu is finding it hard to even start at Wolves. He's been benched in a relegation team.
Come on
now. To me, I don't.